Hey guys, Alex here with All For Him Racing, and look what followed me home. That's right guys, we have a full-size car once again here at All For Him Racing. It's something that I know I've really kicked around with the idea for a number of years, and you guys keep requesting, when are you going to run a Crown Vic, when are you going to run a Grand Marquis, when are you going to run a full-size car? And quite honestly, I didn't really know, but a deal came our way when I was kind of looking for some different options for 2020. And this was up for sale by a friend of ours, and we just had to go snag it up. So quick stats on the car. It is a 2007 Crown Vic. It's an ex-sheriff's car that was purchased at an auction, and it started to be gutted and torn apart for Derby, but bought it mid-process. It's not perfect. It does have some damage and some things missing, which we'll show you guys here in the walk around, but again, overall pretty solid. It's a 2007, and for being in northern Indiana, it's about what you would expect. Definitely has some surface rust, not perfect, but it's also not terrible at the same rate. Definitely have derbied much worse. And due to the damage and other things, I think this will probably end up in more of a full-size street stock class, because I think it would do pretty well in that. And maybe we'll build it for a wire class. It may start out as running it in a street stock and then welding it up. So anyways, not really sure. We got the winter to figure out what to do some more research, check it out farther, but let's go ahead and just give you guys the walkarounds of our new vehicle. So bumper skin has been removed on the front. We've also got the headlight area that the headlights have been cleared away. But let's just kind of peek under the front. You can see the bumper is all still painted, and there's still quite a bit of the black paint on the frame. Certainly have our surface rust, you know, again for northern Indiana, it's not gonna be perfect, but it's you know, pretty solid overall. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. It'll be the newest vehicle certainly that we've ever derbied. Previously, the newest thing was the Super Duty, which was a 2000. This is a 2007. I mean, my wife's van's a 2007 and it's still going down the road. So certainly have our share of the surface rust that we always have and worry about here in northern Indiana and in Ohio. Thanks to road salt, it just tears vehicles up, but overall, not bad. No holes in the frame, nothing breaking through, and pretty happy and solid with that. And you can see the reflection of me in the car. That's kind of cool. Just take a peek inside. Nothing super fancy to write home about. It already started to be gutted, so obviously panels and such have been removed from the doors. Still have some work there to strip it to the level that we like to have vehicles cleaned up before Derby, but still has the dash in, it runs and drives, it drove itself on the trailer. Do have the seat and trunk lid, which you'll see is also missing. That will be coming shortly with the vehicle, but you can kind of see the paneling and how clean that is. There's no major rust. Kind of peek underneath the carpet here. Again, about what you would expect. 2007 really hasn't had a whole lot of time to really start being rotten away. So good for us, and again, the deal is just too good to pass up. So that's all there is in the inside, nothing really super fancy. You can kind of see the frame down in there, still have some paint intact, and this is actually where the damage is. Kind of get a better angle, you can see, possibly, if it shows up through video, that this was lightly rear-ended here in the back of passenger corner. So as you can see, there's some damage to the rear bumper, and I'm sure there's going to be some to the trunk lid as well when I get that. Some of the body panels are a little bent up, but the worst of it is right up in there with the frame. You might be able to see it if the camera decides to ever focus for you guys. There you go. So you can see that it's got a little bit of a kink to it. And you know, for a big show car, definitely not the quality you would want, but for just going out and having some fun in like a street stock class, it'll be fine, perfect. And quite honestly, the thing to remember with these cars is as soon as you get one hit out on the track, it's probably going to do that exact thing anyway. So I'm not too concerned about it. We'll make it work, and it'll just roll up that much easier in that corner. Kind of show the trunk area here. It's just kind of collecting all kinds of debris and whatnot for just being open, with the trunk lid being gone and the back windshield out. And you can see some more sheet metal damage there from being rear-ended in that corner. Nothing I'm too concerned about, again, because we're going to be just tearing this thing up anyway. So I'm sure if you were going to try to drive this thing, that would be no good. But still, some of the exhaust is still intact, but most of it has already been cut and removed. Catalytic converters and all that stuff's been removed. Show the frame on this side. Once again, pretty clean. Just the typical surfaced rust and things you would expect to see around this area. And not much more to really show or preview here. We got the interior once again, which you guys have already seen. Nothing too fancy going on there. Let's see if we can pop the hood if it decides to work. Doing this all one-handed, so bear with me, guys. And there's the motor. So I think I may have briefly mentioned it. If not, this is the 4.6 liter. It just has that plastic cover removed off the top. Otherwise, it is completely stock here. Runs and drives. It drove itself on the trailer, as I'd already mentioned. And I think for street stock, we'll have to leave this all alone. Maybe it'll condense a little bit and clean some things up, but not too much. If we do run this thing in a wire class, obviously this motor and transmission could be removed. Or if I decided just to say heck with it and just run it like it as it is, could always do that. It's kind of funny when I think back at it. I've actually won a lot more events and derbies with fuel injection than I ever have with carbureted, so I might not even bother having to swap this out with an older V8 just because I've had good luck. But there you go, guys. Super quick walk around, but we have a full-size car in our driveway once again for 2020. So this thing will probably just be put up and stored for the winter. Maybe throw a tarp over the back end just to kind of try to keep some of the moisture out of it. And we'll just deal with this thing in the spring. But the deal was just too good, couldn't turn it down, had to jump at it, and here we are. We'd love to get some of your feedback as well. Just, is this worth building? What do you guys think? Any opinions? Just drop it down there in the comments below. If you've been watching our videos and haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. That would be awesome. We love your guys' support. You are the reason we keep doing all this, bringing you some of the best videos out on YouTube. And hopefully you feel that way and would consider subscribing. And as always, guys, we hope that you have a great day. And until the next video, we'll talk to you later.